it's Skye here, and we are back down at the forestry section now. We're here for the Lumberjack Relay, and it's starting to get really busy, so hopefully it's going to be a really exciting watch. The guys are over there just getting set up and sorted. It's going to be really exciting here today. Hopefully you can have a little look as we talk you through how the competition is going to work this morning. So
at the far end of the snedding poles. And what snedding's all about, you've got a couple of trees either side of me that have recently been felled, and you can see all these beautiful branches sticking out. Just coincidentally so happens to be the same number of branches on each of these trees. And what we're going to get the guys to do is they're going to make their way down these beautiful trees, and they're going to cut all the branches off. Now the branches need to be cut off prior to the timber going off to the sawmill. Now it's not just purely about speed, because once the guys have taken all the branches off, I'm going to take a quick wander down and see what quality their workmanship is. We don't want the branches sticking out. This would snag the machinery at the sawmill, but we also don't want them to actually damage the trunk of the tree. So we'll look at speed and then we'll look at the quality and we'll mark them accordingly. Next stage of the race is the long saw. Both members of the team will be involved in this one taking each side of the saw, and they'll make their way through the tree trunk.
So for those of you listening at home, this is Ewan, our commentator here down at the forestry section. He is incredibly knowledgeable about all things to do with woodwork and pole climbing, so hopefully he'll give us some really good insights and tips as the guys make their way through.
And then the final section, which will also involve both team members, is the axe throwing. Double-headed axes will be thrown at the target, and we'll give each competitor 3 practice throws before they move on to their 5 competitive throws. And during the practice, I'll do my best to explain to you the scoring procedure that takes place. So without any further ado, we'll move on to the first part of this competition. We've got Chris and James, our expert chainsaw operators, bending down, flexing their legs, just rearing to go and getting started this morning. I can see the enthusiasm from here, even though James is trying to hide his face behind that little Iron Maiden mask. Hi, James! So feel free to welcome our 2 guys. Let's see, we've got Chris on this side. Hi, Chris! And James on the far side. Hi, James!
So in there we've got Chris and James taking team 1.
We'd be asking the guys to start,
and I'm sure you'll have heard there from Ewan that we're going through our 3 stages of the competition. Part 1 is the snedding, part 2 is the double axe, and part 3 is the axe throwing.
So a lot quieter and environmentally friendly. Okay, gents, are we ready? Another thing is they can actually hear me. Normally with the engine revving, they can't hear me. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, go! So
and the gents have started at the snedding pole. As the gents do this, they're trying to reenact breaking the branches from the trees. It's very noisy down here, everyone's starting to cheer on their winner. And I think that was just a little edge there from Chris.
And James not far behind. So we'll have a quick look at the quality of James's work. In general, not too bad at all. Chris's, couple of pegs here. Oh, 3rd peg. I think we'll go for a draw on that one. Very close indeed, well done guys.
Ewan just inspecting the work there of the guys. We've now headed over to the cross cut.
Quick mark up on my tally sheet. So over to the long saw now. Whoa. At least have some log left by the time we get to the competition. I know what you're like. You want to win at all costs, otherwise you go off in the sulks.
So the gentlemen taking part today don't all necessarily do tree surgery as a job. They don't all work in forestry, and amongst us there we've got a fireman, we've got a housings contractor,
and James on the far long saw. So this one,
and they're raring to go for the cross cut.
Finishes first is the winner, but the guys need to really work in rhythm and in partnership together. So gents, are both teams ready? Silent agreement, love it. Thanks for your involvement in this. Okay, guys, in 3, 2, 1, go! Well, not much between the guys, both making good progress.
I'm sure you can see it's starting to get really busy down here and the crowd are getting really behind everyone.
James! Close second. Oh, we're playing the naughty game as well. Michael was so disappointed that there were so many knots in his wood and blamed it for so many of his second places or last places. Ooh.
There's a really great feeling of camaraderie amongst the boys down here. You can just tell they're out to have a really, really good time.
James and Michael.
We're now heading into the axe throwing part of the competition. So the gents get 3 practice throws followed by 5 competition throws. So let's listen and see what Ewan has to say.
We'll get 3 practice throws when they get their breath back. And first up we have Michael and Andy. Michael's making his way over to his preferred target and Andy's going to be standing closest to me. So we'll give the guys 3 practice throws and I'll take you through the scoring as we go through the practice throws.
Boys, go down further if you want, onto stand up next to the barrier.
Nice clean throw there from Andy. And a good throw there from James. So we'll look at Andy's axe. And what you can see here, thanks for removing that. I think you've never done this before. So Andy's axe here is actually cut through 2 rings.
Speaking to one of the gents earlier, they could tell us that they actually have a practice target at home. So I think it goes without saying to say, just remember, this is not something you should be trying at home, everyone.
Next is 2 points. It goes into a bullseye at 5 points. So in this case, we'll give 3 points to Andy. Now you can remove it, Squire. Thank you. You're welcome.
You can see.
Michael's repositioned his axe here. Both heads of the axe are in the target. Unfortunately, it may look nice, but it doesn't score any points. Now, only one head in the target here, but it also scores nothing. The idea is that the axe handle is always pointing down to the ground. So it's pointing up, as Michael's showing here, he would score no points. Okay, second practice throw.
Oh, that is good.
Nice 3 points there from Andy. And that would be 4 points.
Alistair, can you see okay?
Warming up nicely. Okay, final practice throw. Both competitors would score 2 points for that one, with Andy's axe head just cutting into the second ring. Competitors wishing each other all the best. I'm sure they mean it. Okay, first throw, gents. Three points Andy, 2 points to Michael.
So far, looking like the gents are both neck and neck.
Second throw. That's one way to get nil point.
I'm not sure if you picked it up as well, but just before the gents started their competition throws,
And
there were some
points to
lovely
Michael.
well wishes to one another. And here they go for their final throws for the competition rounds.
Third throw. Just. 1 point to Andy.
Oh, that might have
3
just
points
done it
to
for
Michael.
Andy.
Very consistent throwing from Michael.
2 more throws to go each for the gents on the axe throwing.
Well, it's just at the bottom.
2 points to Andy, 4 points to Michael. It is the last throw. Are we going single-handed for the last throw? So the competitors have been throwing with both hands for the last 4 throws, and their final throw is going to be single-handed. Well, at least that was even scoring. That's the first round of the axe throwing over. They now move pass the axes over to their competitors for the second round. You might have a little bit of catching up to do here, Chris. First practice throw. Oh, and Chris putting on the pressure there with a bullseye. Pity it's not part of the competition, but it's still psyching out James a wee bit.
And that was a lovely bullseye there on the right hand axe throwing board. Unfortunately a practice, so no points there, but hopefully he can keep it up.
4 points, very high scoring there. And now for their final practice throw.
Sam, can you see? Sam, can you see okay?
So James has scored 1 for that one. Still getting it in the target, and that's the main thing. Okay, competitive throws. First throw. Just manages 1 point for James and 3 points for Chris. Second throw. One point each. Third throw. Unlucky. And 3 points too, Chris. Fourth throw. Four points and 3 points. And up for their final throw, both competitors going one-handed once again.
And that's the gents about to go for their final throw, one-handed, just the same as before.
2 points and 3 points.
I think that'll have really evened up the scores now. And now the hard job's over to Ewan. You can tell he's maybe gone a little bit quiet. He is doing his hard mental arithmetic at the minute. He will time up all the scores. He'll take all the points from the axe throwing and the times from the first 2 competitions as well. And he'll now come together back to us with some results.
Okay, just a quick bit of mental arithmetic there and see how good my addition is. So for the snedding part of the competition, I was very generous to one of the teams and said it was a draw. I could pick, because one, and if you can hang your coat on that side, you can go climbing on that side. You might have been faster, but look at the size of those pegs.
Seems like a slight steward's inquiry is needed at this point, but Ewan's got it all under control.
Sorry, how much did you pay for your results? So anyway, judge's decision is final.
Ewan runs a tight ship here down at the forestry section. I wouldn't be messing with him.
How did you get on the long saw? Yeah, that's what I thought. So in the long saw, that was a win for Michael and James. And in the axe throwing, Andy and Chris got 18 points. But Michael and James got 21 points and are the winners of this round.
Oh, a small beat there. If you're wondering what the kind of structures that the men are leaning on at the minute, this is part of the mountain biking section. So if you look back some of our footage yesterday, if you missed any, you can have a little look. And I think the guys are going to pop over and talk to us. How are you feeling?
A wee bit of a puff. Tired. Axe throwing just doesn't go to plan after the cross cut.
I can imagine the axe throwing looks really heavy when it's behind you. How can you stop it from like kind of toppling over or hurting you from behind?
It's not so much heavy. You use the momentum of the weight of the axe to come through. You don't really throw it, so anybody can do it.
Well, could you explain to me what went quite so differently between the single hand and the double hand? That looks so much harder.
The thing is with the single hand is you need a lot more leverage in it, so it's like if you can get the leverage right, it's fine. Some people find it easier doing single-handed than two-handed. Me personally, when I do hit the target, I prefer one-handed. So
I think one-handed's probably better.
All of the above looks extremely difficult, lads, so we are really loving watching you. And is there anything else happening? What's going to happen next?
It's going to be the mountain bikers next, and then
Followed by
they'll
pole
be
climbing,
doing
I
the
think,
big jumps over these ramps, and then after that it'll be the pole climbing at 11 o'clock. So.
Lovely. Well, I think we're here to cover the pole climbing as well, so we'll come back and visit you soon, but thank you very much for having us.
Fast times.
Absolutely. Have a great day. Thank you very much. So as it's happening everyone's going away now to go and do other things for the afternoon, but we'll be heading back here for the pole climbing. We've had such a lovely morning spending it with the guys and it's been really good fun. I hope you've enjoyed it too. If you've got any questions, just pop them in the comment section and I'm sure they'll be happy to answer them. I've been Skye, we've had a really lovely morning here and I hope to see you again very soon.